Thank you to everyone who is here. Welcome to Once Upon a Mejstory. Welcome all to Once Upon a Mejstory. I am your host, Tabash Mesh, and as in every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have storytelling time, ladies and gentlemen. This show is where storytellers are given a theme and they reenact with drama and suspense some reimagined popular tales that you may be familiar with. And they give their own little twist and spin. And then it's followed by some judging. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's a little competitive, and these storytellers bring it. So it's always a pleasure. It's always interesting, amazing tales. So I can't wait to see how they have reimagined. If anyone is paying attention to Little Red Riding Hood, that's my red here. Just call me Little Red. So I'm just going to be a little red today, so you can definitely call me that. So I can't wait for their appearances. And ladies and gentlemen, please, thank you so much for all the gifts. I may not be able to uh, acknowledge them throughout the show because it is featured, but I'm acknowledging my heart, and I will say some shout outs in the end. Meanwhile, please favorite my top 3 supporters of the stream. Make sure you hit them up with a follow and a fave, and definitely hit that star on yours truly, my darlings. Okay, are we all ready? Storytellers, are we ready? Please request the box. And to start us up, only storytellers that are scheduled for today, please request the box. Only storytellers that are scheduled for today, kindly request the box. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce our introduction. There we go. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Emoji J. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are joining us for the first time, welcome to Once Upon a Mystery, a storytelling show hosted by yours truly, Top Badge Mesh, every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If anyone is new to my stream and don't have me already favorited, please do so by hitting that star. Also, please kindly favorite my top 3 supporters of the stream. They're the ones that keep us lit and keep us our content going. Make sure you're hitting those bosses up. And also at 4 p.m., we will have the announcement of our goal stream king or queen. Looks like the queens are taking it this week. So at 4 o'clock, whoever is my stream gold king or queen will get a special shout out on IG, and they will also get their names simply the way I have it right now in my name for a few days. So listen, it's all about a little bit more of the popularity game. So get your name up in there. And the moment we've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen, are our storytellers ready? I see everybody up there. I do. Who will be our first guest? All right. Just give us a moment and we will find out. Please make sure you are giving a big welcome. Make sure you hit that fave on Brittany. She is going to briefly introduce herself, and then she is going to get into her tale of Little Red Riding Hood reimagined.
I'm a little nervous, but I'm happy to be here and I'm excited. I think it'll be really fun. So I'm Brittany, you guys. I stream randomly. So you just gotta click my name, follow my Instagram, and I will tell you when I go live. But we do have a show called Two Girls, One Topic. If you see that the little B and heart down there, if you could fave that account, Two Girls, One Topic. We do a show every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern. So if y'all could hit that with a fave, that's a shared account between myself and Love with Soul. And so it's a new account, so all favorites and all support matters. So that's every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern. I also have a auction coming up with Top Badge Best Friend. On February 11th, I pop up at 9:05 Eastern. Any rose is greatly appreciated. So thank you. So when do I get into the story? Just like, because I know we have a time. Do I just go into it or just start? Okay, perfect. All right. So this is a tale, old as time, and maybe not in the way that you know it. This story is called Little Red Robbing Hood, where she's open to dating and she's looking for love, but not love for the money, not too much for the love that other people want. So she goes on an app and she matches a guy named Wolf. Now his picture isn't so wolfy. He looks like a nice guy. So they match and he says, "Hey, Lil Red." She says, "Hey, what nice teeth you have." He said, "Thank you. These teeth like to eat, winky face. I'm cooking tonight. Do you want to come through?" She then says, "Oh, you have your own house?" She's like, "Oh, I'd love to come." Because remember what her ulterior motive is. And he said, "Great, I'll see you then." Now, little do you guys know, she's looking to rob him as Little Red Robin Hood, but he's looking to eat her because he is a wolf and she's looking nice and juicy. So what is he cooking? Yes, you're on the right track. So then Little Red Robin Hood, she is now going into the woods and to his home. She walks there and he can't wait to meet her. He is waiting, but he has that grin and he is hungry. So he comes and he greets her. Bear with me a second. We're going to do a scenery change. And now they're in his lovely cottage that he inherited from his grandmother. So he greets her. He says for her to come in. But he's not showing his face just yet, mind you. He goes to the back room. He said, "Just come in. I'll be waiting. I have dinner." She comes in. She sees all the things that she can loot. She starts looting, taking his grandmother's curtains and all of her brooches, and she's ecstatic. He then catches her in the middle of just robbing him, and he's like, "What are you doing? You're robbing me." And she said, "What are you doing? You're a wolf. Are you going to eat me?" And he's like, "Yes, I am." And she's like, "Well, yes, I'm robbing you." But actually, both of them, being in this time of dating, they were always distrusting and evil. But in this story, rather than eating and robbing, they decided that because of their villain hearts, they will now be in love. And so instead of him having a feast in this case and her stealing all of his things, they were able to sit at his home and discuss all of the treachery and craziness that they did. They were their own Joker and Harley Quinn. And so in this case, they fell in love. Now, she did take all his things because, that's in the name. Little Red Robin Hood. And he did try to take a little nibble, but just a nibble. And instead, they now will go and be treacherous together. The end.
Well done. If anyone is tuning in for the first time, please make sure you were just listening to Brittany. She's a streamer here on the app, and she was given her spin on a popular tale called Little Red Riding Hood. Guys, please at the moment, give her second. Make sure that you hit her up with a favorite. She does stream on the app. Thank you. Well done, Brittany.
Thank you
She
so much.
is starting us off. So I know it's always a little nerve-wracking to be the first one in the box. So big kudos for her to just box up, and that's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. And a quick little plug: if anyone would like to be a guest on the show, I have two admins and myself that you can reach out to. There's Boricua Queen and there's Emoji J. mejstory admins, you'll see them right in the comments. Please make sure you're reaching out to them. They're the ones that can get you scheduled, or reach out directly to me. Anyone can be a storytelling guest on the show. All you have to do is take the theme that we're going to give you, and you add your own little spin and flair to it. And we do give you a bunch of tips to help enhance the story. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my second storytelling guest, who is going to briefly introduce himself, and then he is going to jump right into his tale of the Little Red Riding Hood. What
Hey, Bez, thank
Big
you.
Bad, hit him up with a favorite. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I'm gonna put the traditional twist on the regular story, but told by a friend of mine. And there's Little Red Riding Hood back there. She's chilling out. But let me call my buddy, my friend over. Hey, this is Wolf Bear. What? Hey, nice to meet you all. Welcome. This is the Red Riding Hood. One time there lived a little girl. Her name was Red Riding Hood. She was dressed in a red coat and wore a red hood on her head. That was why she was called Red Riding Hood. She lived besides the woods. This little girl had a granny who lived far side of the woods. One day she was ill, and Red Riding Hood's mother sent her to that basket of goods to a granny who lived on the other side of the woods. When she was going through the woods, she met the wolf, who looked big and bad. The wolf asked her where she was going. She told him that she was on a granny who was ill on the other side of the woods. When the wolf heard the news, she ran to the other side of the woods. When the wolf heard the news before her and got into her granny's cottage and wolfed her down like a ham sandwich. Then he put the granny's nightgown on, her glasses and nightcap, and got into bed and covered himself up. After a while, he heard a knock at the door. The wolf told the little girl to come in. When the little girl came in, she expressed how strange looking her granny was looking. Before she had said the words, the wolf leaped out of the bed. When the little girl began to scream, her father was cutting timber in the woods nearby and heard. When he heard the noise, he ran and slayed the wolf. When he slayed the wolf open, the granny jumped out, holding the beautiful Little Red Riding Hood in her arms, and they lived happily ever after. The moral of the story is, don't talk to strangers and trust nobody. Hey. Thank you all for listening. Hey.
Welcome, everyone. If you're joining us here for the first time, we were just listening to Big Bat's version of the Little Red Riding Hood. Guys, anyone can give their spin and take on these reimagined tales. Please make sure you're hitting him up with a follow. He does stream here on the app.
Yeah.
Thank you, Big Bat. Thank
Please
you so much for being a guest.
Yeah.
Please.
Thank you for having me.
Okay,
Pleasure.
ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining us here for the first time, please make sure you're hitting me up with a follow and a favorite. Also, at this time, please make sure we are favoriting my top 3 supporters of the stream. At 4 o'clock, I will be declaring our goal king or queen that is seeming more and more likely to be our our goal king or queen, and they will get a shout out in IG along with a few days of their name being prominently displayed next to mine. So thank you and welcome to the show. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please big warm welcome to our next guest. She is going to briefly introduce herself and then she's going to jump into her tale of Little Red Riding Hood. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that you're hitting up with a favorite. Please and thank you.
Hello, I'm Miss
Whenever
Smile.
you're ready, Angel.
Can you hear me? Okay. I'm a huge supporter. I will show my face. This is part of the story, just so you know. But I love everybody. I'm usually, if you find me online, with Dan Daniel on Fridays. He has his Daniel Top MCs. Huge supporter there. And Legend on Mondays has an E-Picted show that I've been a guest on too. So without further ado, I'll get into my story. Can you guys all hear that? Okay. Red Riding Hood Tales. There once was a girl named Sadie who lived in a place that was a little bit shady. She walked around suspiciously, lurking and looking nervously. The hood was dark and full of activity. Sadie tried to walk by safely and quickly. But then a pack of wolflums spotted her as they put away their claws and smoothed out their fur. To conceal the dirty deeds that's about to unfurl, and to politely ask, "Where are you headed to, little girl?" As Sadie turned towards the wolf leader named Mej, she answered, voice shaking, just over the hedge. We would love to escort you to your destination, to get you there swiftly with no violations. The wolves surround Sadie at this moment, making getaway not imminent. She quickly saw an opening and ran, only to be stopped by the biggest wolf named Sam. Sadie pleaded, "Please let me go." Mez said, "I'm sorry, that's just not going to be so." She jumped back defensively and said, "I wish you would," loud and confidently. Surprised by Sadie's new demeanor, the wolf pack let out their claws and immediately looked meaner. Sadie pulled off her hood and revealed a surprise. She was half wolf. You could see it in her eyes. Her claws were long and sharp and menacing. Her hood stood up rough and unsettling. She looked at Mej and said, "Are you really going to make this mistake? Because the last one that tried ended up on my plate." The wolfpack laughed and said, "All of us against little old you." Before they could finish the wit, Sadie jumped towards Sam's face and demolished it. She turned to the others and ran through them left and right, her claws not even leaving one standing on their grown wolf claws. The wolf pack backed away, hiding their tails, as Sadie looked fly from her hair down to her manicured nails. Mej looked at her and said, "Damn, I need you in my pack." Sadie said, "No thanks, y'all are too whack." She put her hood back into place and headed to see her beautiful grandma named Grace. She couldn't wait to tell her about the whole ordeal, on how she defended herself on being against a whole meal. She knew her grandma would be so proud and probably tell the whole story to others over and over out loud. Everything Sadie used was taught by Grace, every block, every throw, and even kick to the face. This was all meant to always keep Sadie safe and sound, not going looking for trouble, but to stand her ground. She used every technique perfectly, no matter the opponent's niceties turns ugly. That's a tale not to judge a book by its cover, but mostly to always be ready to protect yourself against all evil others. The end.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you were tuning in for the very first time to our show, you were listening to Miss Smiles give her take on today's theme, Little Red Riding Hood. She was reimagined by her and created all entirely by her. So please make sure you hit her up with a favorite. Go join her streams whenever you catch her live. Thank you, Miss Smiles. Thank you so much, my angel. If you can wait right back in the comments, and the judges at the end of the show, they will be boxing up and giving their feedback on all of the storytellers for today. And they're going to be declaring a winner for the day. So, guys, please make sure you hit her up with a favorite. Thank you, Miss Miles. Thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, kindly make sure that you're hitting that star on my name so you can return every Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can get a chance to enjoy these stories. And also, you can be a part of this show. If anyone is interested in being a storyteller on our show, I have two admins right here in the stream, Emoji J and Boricua Queen. They should be right there in the comments. Also, you can reach out to me directly. You may be asking, what does it take to be a storyteller? How can I get on this show, Mej? Do you have any tips for me to be as amazing as the others I've been listening to? Yes, 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 yes. We give you the theme in advance. You get a chance to create it based on some tips that we give you regarding the background and lighting and theatrics and just your flair of it, because ultimately it will be judged by our lovely judges who we're going to meet at the end of the show. So yes, you can be part of it. Please make sure you're reaching out to myself, Bariqua Queen, and Emoji J. They're right here in the comments. And ladies and gentlemen, if you can kindly make sure that you favorite in my top 3 supporters of the stream. Those 3 little bubbles are stream supporters, and they help us content creators grow and do amazing on the app. Make sure you're favoring those 3 queens with a favorite right now. And if anyone is my gold king or queen at the end, which is the number 1 position, at the end of the show at 4 o'clock, they will get a special shout out on IG, and they will also get 3 days of their name being prominently displayed after mine. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce my next guest? She goes by the name of Kenny, and she is going to briefly introduce herself, and she's going to jump right into her story of Little Red Riding Hood. Kenny, why don't you introduce yourself and then jump right into your story?
Well, hello everyone. My name is Kenny. I just recently started streaming again. You can catch me during the late night hours of 9 and 1 a.m. And that's it. So, my take on Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Red. Red was a really intelligent and educated girl. One day, she decided to visit her grandma, so she packed her some food in a small care package and started her journey. As she starts walking, she also thinks, maybe I should get grandma out the house one of these days. She smiles and she rings the doorbell. Grandma answers, but isn't too happy. Hey, hun, I wasn't expecting you, Grandma says. Well, Grandma, I wanted to surprise you with a home-cooked meal and something that I brought you. Thank you so much, sweetie. I really appreciate it, but Red, we need to talk. Sit down, love. What's wrong, Grandma? Are you okay? Well, Red, I'm not. Unfortunately, my cancer has came back, and it's worse. It's now a stage 3. Oh, Grandma, I'm so sorry. Red cries and hugs Grandma. We're going to find a way, Grandma, I promise. Well, hun, it's going to take a miracle, but I'm just taking it day by day. A few days go by. Well, Grandma said it'll take a miracle, so I'm going to make it happen. Red mixes potions and remedies, and she thinks she's found the antidote to cure Grandma's cancer. The next following day, Grandma, 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 I think I found a way. Red screams while knocking on the door. Grandma answers, laughing. Little Red, what are you talking about, my love? You said it will take a miracle, and I think I found your remedy. Red shows Grandma the bottle that she has. A miracle, you say? Let's see if it works. Grandma mixes her remedy in her drink, and she drinks the drink. I guess we'll see in a couple weeks. Grandma shrugs her shoulders. A couple weeks later go by. Well, Grandma, it's a miracle. You're cancer-free. All your tests have came back with flying colors, and you're as healthy as can be. says doctor. Later that day, Red, whatever you gave me worked. No more cancer. Grandma jumps for joy. You're welcome, Grandma. I told you I can make miracles happen. But how about we take a little trip to celebrate? Red smiled, Grandma nodded, and started packing her bag immediately. The end.
Thank you. I thought I was on mute. I'm busy looking for the mute button. If anyone has been joining us here for the first time, we were just listening to Kenny give her take of Little Red Riding Hood. Thank you so much to Kenny, one of our storytellers. Make sure that everyone is favoriting all of our guests, please. And thank you. Please make sure you're favoriting all the guests. Definitely make sure that you're favoriting me. I am Mej, and my top three supporters of the stream. Please and thank you. Guys, if anyone is tuning in, this is a storytelling show on the app every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a chance where storytellers are given a theme and they reimagine it per their own creativity, adding bits of flair of backdrops, lighting, gestures, and just putting their own special spin to the theme. And they tell us where it is now judged by our lovely judges who will be boxing up in the end and giving their feedback. So please, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please either reach out to myself or to Brie the Queen or Emoji J. They'll happy to get you onto the show. We have the themes ready for the next upcoming weeks. So reach out to us as soon as possible so you can get even more prepared in working on your theme. Ladies and gentlemen, please follow, favorite. I am Weed. Hit him up with a favorite. He's going to briefly introduce himself and then he's going to jump into his take on Little Red Riding Hood.
Nervous, definitely nervous. My name is Weed. I usually go live throughout the day. I usually, send blasts throughout the day of letting people know when I go live and stuff. Depending on throughout my work schedule and stuff. But I got a horror story today. I, tried to keep it PG. Might not be PG, but we'll do it. So it was a dark and cold, misty night in the forest, but I jumped and skipped along the path cheerfully, thinking about my thoughtful grandma. I was holding a well-made basket with apples in it for her to make a pie. It's been quite some time that I've been on the path. I was starting to get irritated and impatient. I wanted to reach Grandma's cottage to give her the apples so we could make that pie. I gripped my basket tightly, as I hoped, as a huge shadow passed over by the river bank. My long brown hair blew within the sound of the air as I glanced around, skipping and jumping. I saw the same shadow speed across the redwood trees that were in front of me. I started to become more cautious and aware of the situation. The sound of my hair in the wind filled my ears. The shadow gave it a go one last time. I seen it. Its eyes were fully black. It sped by, and it was the big bad wolf. Suddenly it leaped onto me, and it was fast. Luckily, I readied and reached underneath all the apples in my basket and grabbed the hidden knife that I had hidden in my basket. I tossed my basket to the side, and all the apples rolled onto the ground. I thought to myself and hoped that there was no bruising on them. I opened the knife and plugged it into his mouth, or plunged it into his mouth. He dropped to the ground, howling and whimpering in pain. I stabbed him multiple times in the limbs, but he still got up and bit me and tore off half of my shoulder. The pain is unbearable, but I know I had to keep it going. For my grandma, I thrusted a knife into the wolf's chest. It suddenly fell to the ground, and started to twitch and bleed everywhere. I was panicking. I tried to steady my breathing and keep pressure on my wound. My clothes were soaking wet from his blood and mine. The smell was horrid and feel sicky. Tears started to flood when I started to feel the pain and agony. I wiped my tears and said to myself, I gotta keep going. I walked over to my basket and picked up the apples and started to walk the path. I walked the path for a good while and finally made it to the grandma's house. And my body started to feel woozy. I collapsed over. And when I woke up, I was in my bed, bandaged and stitched. My grandma walked into the room to check up on me. I was so happy to see her face. I told her everything, then her face brightened up. And then, ooh. And then she said, sounds like you had yourself a long adventure, little one. Let's go eat some pie at the end.
Thank you. That what you've just been listening to was a reimagined tale of Little Red Riding Hood, spun and created by I Am Weed. Make sure that you hit him up with a follow. Thank you, sir. If you can just jump right back into the audience, and we are going to wait the judges' feedback on all of the stories they've been listening to today. And as the judges are about to request the box and give their feedback and make their ultimate decision who is going to be our winner for today's show. Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you're hitting that star so you can return every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to Once Upon a Mystery. I am your host, Top Badge Mesh, and every Saturday, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard, we have storytelling time brought to you by your very own streamers. So it is a chance for anyone to just take the theme that we are giving them and put their own flair and spin on some of these popular tales that we can reimagine, if you may. Also, a big shout out and thank you to my top 3 supporters of the stream. Please make sure you're hitting them up with a favorite, a follow. It is Gigi, Miss Smiles, and Top Badge Moons. Make sure you favorite my top 3. Guys, thank you so much. These are this is one of the reasons why these shows are able to be brought to fruition. It's your support, you being here in the audience, you supporting it, you being part of the show as a storyteller, as an audience, as a judge, that helps us to bring more and more of this type of content to the app. So please, please make sure you're participating in any which way possible to keep us all here and doing amazing things. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe it is time for our judges to box up. So yes, after all of the storytellers have gone, the judges then take the box and they give their feedback based on, their judges' critiques, and they will then decide, quite lively, I may add, in the group chat, they decide who our winner is. So let me introduce my top bad sister, another content creator, an amazing person on this app, the beautiful Smurfy. She's going to briefly introduce herself for anyone who's not familiar with her. She's one of our resident judges. Please make sure that we are hitting up with a favorite. And go right ahead, Smurfy. Introduce yourself and give us your feedback.
Hello, everyone. My name is Smurfy. I am a top badge on Plenty of Fish. I have an abundance of things I do on the app, but I have a featured show straight after Mej called Tricks of the Trade. If you'd like to be on it, hit me up on IG. I want to start by saying, again, I know I say this every week, but huge congratulations to everyone. The creativity and the work and the effort that's put in each week really is amazing. So shout out to everyone. If I don't say hello to people, please don't think I'm ignoring you. We have such a lengthy criteria to score against. I'm literally, as soon as I get in here, I'm making my notes immediately. So I apologize if I do miss saying hello to everyone when I first come in. Okay, we had Brittany up first. I loved how you told the story. Your like story voice, a bit like when you have a phone call for work and you have a work voice, your story voice was everything. We had Little Red Robin Hood, apologies. I liked the props. The props were, a huge A for effort on the props. We had the iPhone with the texts backwards and forwards, all hand-drawn scenery. You had voices, the remake of the original, but we had a happy ending with them falling in love, which you then also brought humor into it as well, with the little nibble and her stealing everything. So I love that at the end. So you still stayed true to what you had put originally. Next up was Big Bats. I got a little bit nervous at first when you said someone else was going to tell the story, because I thought you hadn't actually done the story. I thought someone else had done it, but then it was actually yourself with the props. So shout out to you for that, with Red Riding Hood in the background. And then the wolf came in and you switched up your voice and the message of don't talk to strangers. Thought it was a very important message. It was a little short. I feel like I was just really getting into it and then it was almost finished. So it would have been great to have a little bit more, but overall great job. Love the props. Miss Smile was next. I loved the red hood. So when you were slightly off screen, I thought you were nervous to begin with and didn't want to show your whole face. But the music was at a perfect level. We could hear you clearly. You were very descriptive in your story. Mej was the leader, which we love. We love when Mej is incorporated into the story. It rhymed as well, which I really enjoyed. And then when you came into the camera fully, we couldn't actually see at any point that you had makeup on different sides of your face. So that was really great as well. Red avoided being eaten, which is great. And then your message of not judging a book by its cover. We really do enjoy stories when they have, a message behind them as well. Always be yourself, but protect yourself if needed. Kenny was up next. I loved that you were in the woods. I thought that was great, Red Riding Hood, and you're actually outside in the woods. I love that. It had dramatics with the grandma being sick, but remaining positive. Red then found the cure and grandma became healthy, and then they took a trip. Again, it would have been nice to see music and maybe a backdrop, but obviously that was difficult with where you were. Then we had I Am Weed. It was a little bit hard to hear you to begin with. It would have been nice if you'd been a little bit more projecting with how you were reading it. But the wolf jumped out. There was a weapon of some sorts. It was a little bit graphic for me. Just my own personal thing, a little bit graphic. But I understood what it was you were trying to do. And when you held your book up towards the end, we could actually see the lines upon lines of the story that you'd written. So huge shout out for that and all the effort that went into it. We are going to go into the judges' corner and fight it out. Congrats, everyone.
Yeah, they will have their only lively, I'm going to say debate. Could be a drag fest too. We never know. Pun on drag. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce another guest. She's a special guest judge today. She's and also a former winner of one of the episodes. It is my pleasure to announce Sunny, who is guest judging for us today. Sunny, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Thank you so much. At short notice to do this for me. I love you to
Oh
pieces.
no! I'm like, whoa,
Please
wait
go
a minute!
ahead.
I be getting it in here, boy. I was trying to.
How does it feel to be a judge as opposed to you're always being judged?
I fixed coffee for it, and then I was like, my coffee's sitting there cold now. I didn't have time to drink it. So you all, just so everybody knows, they don't take this lightly. Okay, just let you know that they don't take that lightly. It's a lot going on behind the scenes that I had no idea. And I do always have to say, anytime there's any type of a performance, especially a live performance, thank you, appreciate you, because it's not easy to get up and do that, and especially because when you're doing something like this, you're taking yourself out of your norm. So I know your heart for racing and you were sweating and all that other stuff, but I just want to say thank you for that and appreciate you all for that one. Okay, so hopefully I got everybody's name right. I have Brittany.
Right.
You were prepared. You had your visuals. I enjoyed the voice. You had she had a soft, raspy kind of thing, whispery, not what that one. That went really well for it for me. Her flow was there, but it seemed like you kind of rushed a little bit. But you know what? It seemed like she got nervous in parts and did a little giggle. But I love that little giggle that she did. especially for the way her story was going. I love that little that little giggle she did. I love that in it. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. Yeah, she did. She did some eye communication. Oh, and I said my last thing for her, well, that she took me into her story. Just her voice took me into her story, and she put me in the mindset of going to the preschool for a storytelling day. So it actually did put me there with hers and the way she delivered hers. Big Bats, I had looked down and I looked back. I was like, oh, I was like, oh, he is really in costume. So I appreciate that. I know you were hot. I appreciated that. I love, love, love your voice. You have that radio voice. I loved your voice. You can tell you were having fun. And that's a very big thing for me in judging anything, is if the person is appearing like they're enjoying what they're doing. I wish yours had went a little bit longer. That's the only thing. I wish yours had went a little longer. Miss Smiles, the music caught me as soon as it started. The music got me. As soon as the music hit, it's like my body and my mind went into attention, with a suspense of what's going to come from that. I enjoyed the Wolfums, and Mesh being the leader of the organization. I did catch that. I caught that. The Wolfums in this place of hoodlums. I thought that was really super cute. I loved her narrative. Oh, and I was honest. One of the things I was going to say was I can't see her whole face. Like Smurfy said, I was like, I can't see her whole face. Why is she hiding her face? But she was turning her head, and then when she took off the hood, and it was because it was the half and half. So I enjoyed that too. Kenny, all the N's and the I. Um, I enjoy that you used a real life experience, or I'm not saying experience, but something that a lot of people have experienced, and that usually that's something that could be a little somber, just thinking about it. But me having come from the field that I worked in and had to see people who were having chronic illnesses and in third stage of this and fourth stage of that, and it took me back to this little girl, and we would actually teach the children how to look out for the moms and the dads and the grandparents and things like that. So that took it, for me, it took a turn for me, and it was like, okay, this is not only coming out positive, but the love and the care of the child was a big part of it. So I absolutely love that part of it from you. And who's my last one? I am we. I am we. I love that you do this. You write. That's your release, and I can tell because you have this big notebook. So I'm going to say you continue your writing, your sketching, whatever you're doing in that book. But if you all did, y'all notice that when he was saying the part of about the whimpering, that his dog whimpered at the very same time he said it. So kudos for you for that. That was heartfelt. That I did enjoy that. And again, you all, thank you. You're all super good, and you can stop sweating and get from under the fan. You wonderful day.
Thank you, guys. If anyone doesn't have the beautiful Sunny favorited, make sure you do. She also admins for Role Model. She has her own upcoming featured show. Guys, please make sure she's also a content creator on the app, along with Smurfy. Make sure you favorite her. And welcome to my third judge, Katie Commander for Top Badge. Please make sure you favorite this other content creator, one of my sisters. She's absolutely amazing. All of my judges are content creators. Make sure you're following their streams. Check out their shows. She has a featured show on Mondays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. Check out Meow and me. Katie, take it.
Well, Mej, okay, well, thank you everybody for joining us this week. This is a really great week. I loved all of the stories. You know, us judges, we do have a hard thing. Just in case you don't think we're sitting here scribbling, I can tell you we're scribbling, we're writing notes, we're giving out criteria and points. We have a very specific rubric that we're following as judges to what we're looking for, what we're seeing in your stories. So one of those areas is the narrative. Like, how strong is your narrative? How are you interpreting the story? How are you making it your own? What are you doing with the story? The other one is costume, props, makeup, things that add content to your story, that make your story, and it just embellishes your story. It makes it just that little bit better. And then we have that dramatic appeal, like the moments where we're like, oh, okay. So, or the moments like we're like, oh, I heard that. Okay, so that's what we're looking for in our judging of your stories. This week was very good as usual. I'm gonna start with Brittany, or Brittany. Is it Brittany? I'm just not sure, but
No, she's
whichever,
not the person
Brittany
I
or
named.
Brittany,
It's
just
just
Brittany,
Brittany.
like just
It's
Brittany.
Brittany.
Okay. So Brittany, okay, first off, your artistic talent is incredible. Those drawings were wonderful. I loved how you incorporated the drawings. And I thought, wow, I bet you have done some incredible artwork in your life. In the back of my head, I thought that. I loved your story narrative as well. Robin, the Robin Hood, literally robbing, she's robbing things, she's taking things out of people's places. I like kind of smiled when I saw that. I was giggling, and I love the fact that these two were like meeting up to basically play with each other, and they ended up falling in love. It turned into being a love story at the end, and a Harley Quinn Joker style plot twist ending. I love a good plot twist at the end. It's a little, and they fell in love. Let's go. So I loved it. Thank you, Miss Smiles. I love, okay, Miss Smiles, you had a good strong narrative. You had great makeup. I love that you preempted and did tell us beforehand that you were purposely going to be like side on, side off, because in the past I have kind of been a little critical on that point. I want to see people's engagement with the storyteller. And so I want to tell you, I just really appreciated that, getting us that preemptive piece on that. I loved your makeup. I liked how when you took your hood back, and it was like, ooh, okay. And then I saw the full effect of your makeup, which was appropriate, which your makeup was appropriate. It added it to the storytelling narrative, which was good. And then also, I just loved the whole thing with the music in the background. I picked up on that music. You really went and you really were thoughtful about each of these categories, and you really applied them, and you did it in a great job. I loved your narrative as well. Big Bats, I just smiled. I said, what is going on here? I did the same thing. I was writing a little note, and I looked up, and there's this big wolf. I said, oh, get it out of your screen. And then I was like, okay, this is great. So I liked your story. It was solid. The story was solid. It was a little short. You had me into your story. I wish I would have had a little bit longer, because I really did love this wolf costume. This was like, or whatever. Was it a costume or a hand puppet? I'm not sure, but it looked like, I thought maybe it was gonna eat you, but for a second I wasn't sure. But I loved it, and I thought it was a lot of fun. Thank you. And then there was Kenny. Kenny, your narrative was really strong. Like, in terms of your one category was really, really good. I think that if I would love to see you come back, Kenny, and I would love to see you add a couple of those other pieces together with your strong narrative. So, like, just adding some maybe music in the background, or a couple props that could embellish and kind of take your story and just make it a little bit more engaging, and just slow down just a little bit. I could tell you were nervous, and you did such, the story was so good. I could just tell that you were nervous a little bit. I would have loved to see you just slow down a little bit and just draw us in just a little bit more. Please come back again and do again if you're not the winner, because I think that your story was so strong that it could be powerful, like super powerful. I am weed, the same kind of thing. I really liked your narrative. It was like a little gory, it was a little scary, and I was like, oh my goodness, what is gonna happen next? And you really had me with your story, and I would have loved to have seen the same thing. I could tell you were nervous. I wanted to just like say, it's okay, take your time. You could slow down with your reading pace and just like draw us in with some just a few yeah just draw us in with a few props that embellish with your story a little bit, and then use those moments of in your narrative that was so incredible to add some of that dramatic appeal instead. Then boom, then you're gonna have that, then you'll have the whole thing. So I think everybody did a congratulations job. I think that it was great. Thank you so much for doing all of this hard work. It is not easy to get up here and to make a story and to share it with all of the Meet Me communities and all of the communities on here. And I just want to tell you, thank you so much for all of your hard work. Thank you, Mej.
My pleasure. Guys, you were just listening to our last judge, Katie Commander, another featured show content creator for the app. So please make sure you have all of my judges favorited, all of the storytellers favorited. And guys, at this time, the judges will deliberate and they will declare and decide upon a winner for today's episode. Who will it be? Do you have your own favorites? You can go ahead and spam the emojis in the comments, whoever you think did the most amazing, because they all did an amazing job. And this is all creativity, ladies and gentlemen. And also at this time, a few short notices. One, every Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have storytelling time. Once Upon a Mess Story, hosted by yours truly. 3 o'clock, make sure that you set your alarm so you can be here. Also, if you would like to be a storyteller on our show, please reach out to myself, Boricua Queen, or Emoji J. We will give you the theme in advance and you'll get a chance with some tips to prepare your story for us. Also, please make sure you're favoriting my top 3 supporters of the stream. In 6 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, I will also be declaring my gold king or queen for the stream. Looks like it's Brittany, Miss Smiles, and top badge. No, I'm sorry, it's Gigi. I apologize. The top is Gigi, Miss Smiles, and Top Badge Moons. They are top 3 supporters of my stream. Please make sure you're following them, hitting them with a favorite. And we'll see in about 6 minutes who is going to get 3 days of their name right beside mine as Gold King or Queen. And they will need to send me a photo so they can also get a shout out on IG. So let's see who it is going to be this week. All right, let me look into the judges' chat. And I spy with my little eye. All right, I think they are made up their mind. And They're still going back and forth a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just checking. I'm just checking. I'm making sure. We want to make sure we're getting the right person. And guys, even if you're not the winner decided today, I encourage you to come back with us, get another theme. You can be a winner on another episode now that you've gotten your first show out of the way. This is a great chance for you to just pick another day, and you can also shine. All the storytellers, please request the box. Even though you are not the decided winner for today, this is your opportunity to talk a little bit, spend another minute and talk about yourself, promote your streams. This is your opportunity to promote yourself. So everyone, please request the box. I will be declaring a winner, but everyone else, please request the box. Promotion as a streamer. The more you market yourself and get more of yourself, just in case someone who's missed you, please give us a little bit about yourself. Tell us anything that you have been involved in. I see only two of the storytellers. Can all of the storytellers please request the box? I Am Weed, Big Bats, Miss Smiles, Baby Rainbow. I see you, beautiful. Okay. I'm waiting for I Am Weed and also Big Bats. Great. I see all of the storytellers and all right, ladies and gentlemen, has been decided. And I'm going to look one more time. Just make sure I get the right name. I'm always nervous. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, a huge congratulations. Put your hands together. I want to see big congratulations to our winner for today's episode of Little Red Riding Hood, reimagined by your streamers here on this app. The winner is congratulations to Miss Smiles. You are our winner for today's episode. Congratulations, everyone. Big congratulations to Miss Smiles. Make sure that you hit her up with a follow, a favorite. Make sure that you get her. Congratulations. Spam it in the comments. That is our term for the winners. Congratulations to Miss Smiles, our winner. And Miss Smiles, we will ask you for the season finale to return as a winner and compete against the other winners from following episodes, and you'll get a chance to, be with us again. If anything you'd like to promote or say about yourself, I see January 24th was your birthday, so we can't plug it. But anything else that you would like to promote, please do. This is your moment.
Oh, thank you so much. I was so nervous. Like she said, I prepared, I did write, I did, all this. When Marika asked me, it was so amazing, so much fun. But I've never really done anything like this. I've been a contestant, like on other, like I said, on Picked It and kind of other game shows. But this was the first thing I did everything like myself. So I appreciate the win. I like everyone in the comments that supported me in the comments. I couldn't even look at the comments. That's how nervous I was. But I appreciate all the judges. And I look forward to doing this again. I will definitely be a part of this again. But I'm just a huge supporter. Daniel, who was in here earlier, he has his featured on Fridays at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Daniel's Top MCs. Lit Queen is a recent crown winner of that, my bestie. And Gigi always supports. I love her to death. That's my other bestie. And on Mondays, we Picked It with Legend. We do that emoji. So I'm usually a part of that. And I mean, there's just so many. I support a lot. Mej, I've been to this show. That's what actually prompted me when she said that, would you like to be a part of it? And I love the creativity that anybody has. It's like from the storytelling to people making their own props to doing makeup, which is what I love. So I just really, really, really appreciate the opportunity to being a part of this.
Well, congratulations. Please keep in contact with us. We are going to need you to be back when you can compete for the championship title of ultimate winner of the episode of the season. So please make sure you're keeping in touch with us. And ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. Make sure you're hitting up Miss Miles, our winner, with a favorite. Congratulations. It's 4 o'clock. And do you know what that means? We are declaring our gold queen. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, our gold queen is going to be the beautiful Gigi. Please send me your photo for a shout out on IG and all of your emojis. I will be having your name up with mine for the next 3 days. Please make sure you hit me up on IG with all of your information. Miss Miles, thank you so much, my angel.
Thank you.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please, I am Weed, Big Bats, Kenny, Brittany, everyone. I'm going to put you all in the boxes. Brittany as well. Why is it not showing up?
Hey.
Go ahead and introduce yourself. Brittany and Kenny, can
Hi,
promote
Big
your
Bass.
streams
Nice to
and
meet
who you're in.
everyone. Thank you all for coming and watching and participating. It was a fantastic show. Yeah, everybody fave Mej. Hit those stars, make them turn yellow, people. Let's go. Yeah, that's right. Look at that beautiful smile. There you go. We all love Mej. You know that's right.
Thank you, Big Bats. And Big Bats for Top Badge. Weed, do you want to go ahead and plug anything you're in, what you're doing?
I mean, pretty
Me?
much,
He just
the only thing I plug is pretty much the auction, you know, next month.
right. He's going to be in my meet and greet on February 19th. So guys, please make sure that you're hitting him up with a follow. Come and check him out during then. Kenny, do you want to promote anything?
I have 2 auctions coming up. I'm in Fever Diva's Body Shop auction to promote body
Booty.
positivity. That's on February 25th. And I'm in LQ's talent auction, and that's March 11th.
Awesome.
Brittany, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, my angel?
No problem. Sorry about that. So I also have an auction coming up with Top Badge Best Friend on February 11th, her Valentine's Day auction. I pop up at 9:05 Eastern, so any and all support is greatly appreciated, you guys. A rose will do. And then on Thursdays, 2 girls, 1 topic, myself and Love With Salt, we have a shared account. She is in the chat right there with all the bumblebees. And we do that every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We get a topic, we talk about it, we drink wine. It's a really good time. So we'd love for you guys to support. And for my own personal stream, if you could hit me with a fave, that'd be greatly appreciated. I stream kind of randomly. Wednesdays is my most consistent. But if you follow my Insta, and I'll follow you back if you want that follow. I say when I go live all the time. But yeah. And thank you for having me. This was really fun.
You got me with the wine. I said you got me with the wine. All I heard was that there's wine. I'm like, listen, I'm all about that free booze. So we're going to check in with you.
I'll say one thing. I do have an auction coming up as well. Good listener auction on the 11th. I'm at 6:10 p.m. Eastern time. Please come and support if you can. Or just throw my emojis. That's all I want, really. I appreciate you all. Hey, thank you so much again, Mej, for having me on the show. You're fantastic.
One more minute.
Hit that fade button. Let's go.
Everybody, I'm going to leave up for what's 1 more minute. Please make sure that you're favoring all of them. I am Weed, Brittany, Kenny, Big Bats, and also our winner, Miss Miles. She's also my number 2 gift of the stream. Make sure you're following and favoring my top 3 bubbles. It is Gigi, Miss Miles, Baby Rainbow, and definitely make sure you're following me. And guys, if anyone is interested in being a storyteller on my show, every Saturday at 3 p.m., please make sure you're reaching out to myself or my admins, Emoji J or Barriqua Queen, and we will give you all of the information so you can be a part of our show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Brittany, Weed, Kenny, much love, guys.
I love you made me create, and I'm keeping it because it's so cute. So thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Weed.
Bye.
Go smoke some more.
Oh, yeah.
Keep smoking. Right. Guys, if it's the point seven for me. Congratulations, OG, for a top badge. Oh wait, I believe that was Baruka Queen. Listen, when y'all change up y'all name like this, y'all just got me going. Thank you to everyone. Guys, please make sure you're following my top 3 supporters of the stream. Gigi, Miss Smiles, Boricua Queen. Um, you guys are the reason why these shows happen. Don't ever forget that. And you can be a part of it by making sure that you contact us so you can be a storyteller on the show every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard. If you don't have me already favorited, please, I'm asking that you just hit that star my name right now so you can return every Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, and just have an amazing time with us. If anyone has anything in here they'd like to promote, make sure it's nothing ghetto, but you can go ahead. Every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Measures Musical Talent Showcase. Moons, thank you, it's Rich. Thank you. Moody has a new upcoming featured show, Guess the Gibberish with Moody Andrew, Mondays at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard. Moons, don't you have a show that you do? I think it's talking to the moon. Well, my vocals are not the best, but I believe she has a show, Talking to the Moon. Krabby, I believe you're still in here. You have a couple of shows, The Masked Singer, Mesh. If anyone else has any shows or anything that they're the host of, please, you can go right ahead. This is feature time. We have about 900 people in here. This is your moment to promote and put anything that you have out that you are not too shabby with Krabby. All right. Top Batch Krabby has a show. Not too shabby with Krabby. I've been a guest. Artman's theme game night tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard. And Moody, one promo. All right, Taboo Topics on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard with Sunny. Taboo Topics Tuesday at 9 p.m. She was a special guest judge on the show, the beautiful Sunny. Please make sure that you're hitting up with a follow. If you'd like to be a guest on any of these shows, guys, reach out. We are very accommodating. We are very accommodating. All of the show creators, we would love to have everyone. We encourage everyone to please message us. Acting Out with Role Model Fresh, Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. And then there's a little bit of Say It With Your Chest. That's, yeah. Make sure you tune into that one too. Kitty Commander, Mondays, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is Me, Our Me with Kitty Commander. She's also a judge, a resident judge on my show. And right now happening, if you guys would like, Smurfy has a show, Tricks of the Trade with Smurfy. It's happening right now. It's a featured show. Also, I got her blocked, so it'd be a little difficult for me to promote. But yeah, she's blocked. So I said what I said. Tell her to stop trolling me in comments, because that I don't appreciate. Tell her to watch her mouth. All right, because y'all know, put me on the spot. I'll tell everybody. That part, girl. So yes, next show. Manager like to box up. No. KK, hello. Or anybody else has a show or anything they'd like to promote? Anyone would like to promote anything else that I can help? We got a couple more minutes. Hi, Louise. KK. Anyone else? Anybody else? Okay, KK has an auction on February 11th. Grilled by Jill, Tuesdays at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's a quiz show. Guys, Grilled by Jill, Tuesday at 4 o'clock. Please make sure. Jill is a top streamer here on the app. Absolutely lovely. Please make sure you're following. She's from across the pond. We have Clue Mystery Auction on February 4th. Okay. Cunningham Mondays. Moody, Sunny, and Jay are going to do a show promoting featured shows Mondays at 10 p.m. Well, that kind of conflicts with Kitty Commanders at 10. No, yeah, me kind of conflicts. I'm gonna win next time. Mark my words. Okay, good. Big Bats, we put you down for next week. We also have the Mystery Singer Finals with Krabby tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard. Mystery Singer Finals with Krabby. I hear it's an amazing show. I gotta make it to it as well. Supposed to be some amazing talent on there. Find the Line with Lip Shine Sundays, which is tomorrow. Find the Line with Lip Shine. So Sundays, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard. We've got Kitty Commander, 10 o'clock on Mondays, Eastern Standard, Meow and Me. Okay, Urkel, there's only one star in here. This is me. Only one person. Yeah, there's only one star. That's me. Yeah. So, yeah, and you have to move. Keep it moving, sir. There's only one star. I don't need help. Doing fine by myself. I got this. Got it. All right, Big Bats. We've got you signed up for next week. Next week Saturday. Let's go. And